The more I listen to Band-Maid, the more impressed I am. And if you take a look at the comments on the videos I've been doing on them, you'll see that there are many people who feel the same way. In fact, many of my viewers are saying that Band-Maid is the best band they've ever heard, one of the best bands in many decades, and the excitement is building and building as this band begins to make noise all around the world. So, if I were to ask you if you thought Band-Maid could do a good cover of a song like Deep Purple's Burn, you'd say, of course they could. Or the song Iron Man, of course they could. Or maybe even Stairway to Heaven. I don't think they'd have any problem with that. But I have one question for you. As good as Band-Maid is, do you think they could really cover Layla? So why am I talking about this song? Well, stick with me through the whole video and I think you'll see my point. Layla isn't just a guitar song, it's a feel song. It comes out of the blues tradition, it's about heartbreak, it has a lot of messy human emotion in it, and it's a song that has two distinct halves to it. The first half is almost frantic, with Eric Clapton and Duane Allman pushing right to the edge. And the second half opens into a piano section that feels like graceful surrender. So Layla asks musicians to do three things. Have really good blues phrasing, not just notes, but bending notes, hesitation, human wobble. Emotional storytelling, making the guitar sound wounded and crying. Dynamic control, having an explosive first half and a reflective second half. So these are different muscles than it takes to just play something fast or just play something tight. Now, let's talk about what Band-Maid does incredibly well. Band-Maid has a lot of incredibly brilliant elements, including precision rhythm guitar, creative bass, drumming that locks the band together, strong sense of arrangement, hooks and melody lines, and above all, musical discipline. At their best, this is a controlled but very dangerous band that can change tempo, shift sections, and stay perfectly in sync. Not as easy as it sounds. And they're clearly good enough to play any song you put in front of them. Question is, do they live in the same emotional universe that it takes to play a song like Layla? And does it matter whether or not they do? This is where I think it gets interesting. Band-Maid's sound, at least right now, is very metal lean, has pop influenced melodies, tight, precise, and polished. That is the key to Band-Maid's sound. And this isn't a criticism, it's just clarifying what is their lane. Blues wants space, hanging phrases, imperfect sound, sometimes playing behind the beat, but above all, digging into emotion more than technique. So if Band-Maid covered Layla note for note, I think they could absolutely play it. But the question becomes, would it still feel like the original? Or would it feel like a very good rock band playing a blues song, kind of looking at it from the outside? This is why I'm making the video and the angle where I think it all comes together. Because if they were to reimagine the song with heavier rhythm guitars, more atmospheric leads, punchier drums, and maybe changing the piano outro into a guitar section, they could do something that was entirely new with the song, but at the same time stretch their own voice a bit. And I think that might be very interesting, because I don't think they should try to play the blues when their natural DNA isn't blues based, but translating emotional content from the blues into their own language could be very powerful. This also connects back to something I said in my first Band-Maid video, which is that sometimes when bands build a strong image, it can create a little bit of distance between the audience and the musicians. I think that Band-Maid is primarily fixated on their music, and that their image, the costumes that they wear, is really something that is a bridge to what they're doing at a deeper level. But the blues and a song like Layla asks a band to strip everything away and just bare their soul. So if Band-Maid ever leaned into something that was that raw and bluesy, it might actually not only surprise their listeners, but it might put to rest once and for all the idea of whether or not they're dependent on their image. So here's where I land with this question, at least for now. Could Band-Maid play Layla? Of course they could. Could they capture the original blues heart of Layla? I'm not sure about that. That might take them outside of their natural sound and their natural comfort zone, but that's okay, because I think they could reinterpret the song in a way that's very powerful, it's very modern, emotional, and completely their own. And I would actually love to hear them do this. So I'd be curious to hear what you think. Do you think that Band-Maid could expand their sound by covering some blues tracks like Layla? Would Layla fit them in any way at all, or do you think this is too much of a stretch? And what song would you like to hear them try to take on? Now, I realize the band is more than adequate at generating their own original material, but that doesn't diminish what could be gained by doing a cover song here and there, particularly one that stretches their horizons. So let me know what you think down in the comments.
Music Guru here, asking you to help us on our march to 10,000 subscribers.